Welcome, race fans, to the famed Eldora Speedway for the Cyber Dirt Racing Gannon Roofing Supply King of Dirt Summer Sprints. I'm Tanner Sharp, and alongside me in the booth here, working the dials and doing all the camera work, and also help me call the action tonight, is Mr. David Everly. Tonight, we are at the Eldora Speedway, also known as the Big E, is located near New Weston, Ohio. Eldora is a half-mile clay oval with an estimated seating capacity of nearly 18,000 seats. It hosts such as races of the King's Royal, the Dirt Late Model Dream, the Chevrolet American Revolution Weekend, the Aspendental Eldora Dirt Derby, and of course the famed the World 100. And the World 100 annually attracts over 200 dirt late model racers, while the Chevrolet American Revolution Weekend originally featured 4 races on one night: the midgets, the non-wing sprints, the Silver Crown, and the dirt modifieds, with drivers earning a special bonus should one driver win all 4 races. But tonight, we are racing the Eldora, the King of Dirts, Gannon's Roofing Supply, King of Dirt Sprints here at the Eldora Speedway. We are getting ready to get for heat race number 1. And Dave, welcome to Eldora. This is such a famed dirt track, probably one of the most popular on iRacing itself. What are you expecting for heat race number 1?
Well, just as we see week in, week out, I expect to see some great racing here as they are now getting lined up for heat race number 1. We are going to be led by Howard Weaver, leading the field in Heat Race 1. Tommy Champagne on the outside. Row 2 will be Sheldon Neville and Cole Newhoffen in Row 2. Row 3 will be Bobby Tinch and James Moss. And Row 4 will be Thomas Labar and Sawyer Ott.
8 drivers going to be completing in heat race number 1 here tonight. Howard Weaver, I believe, is a newcomer to this series, and so far he's done a pretty good job by starting on the pole for heat race number 1. They qualified earlier when the sun was up, and now the sun is down with the lights turned on, and we're ready to get ready for heat race number 1. I don't believe there is a pace truck, but you do have the race controlling these drivers for a pace lap here. I do believe we're going to go green next time by around 12 laps in each heat race. I do believe there's only 2 heat races, Dave.
That is correct, Tanner. 2 heat races. Then we will have a dash for the pole position in the main event here tonight. So, as we said, but heat 2, we got some good drivers. So, it'll be interesting to see how newcomer Howard Weaver is going to handle this field here tonight as they are getting ready to take the green flag.
Keep this in mind, folks. Right now, the track it looks pretty clean out there right now. But after the first 12 laps here, let's see how much the track has really changed. The tracks on iRacing in the dirt change just as quick as it does in real life here. I do believe. Are we going to go green this time by? No, we're not. Looks like we're going pretty slow yet to go green flags, so we're not going green this time by. But Howard Weaver, a newcomer here. Tommy Champagne, we've seen him do some good stuff on dirt in recent weeks. And Alex Bergeron is actually going to be in the second heat race, by the way. He got actually shut out by Weaver. So let's see who's going to win heat race number 1 at the Eldora Speedway. And Dave, this is going to be really exciting. Actually, this is going to be more of a learning experience. So if you're starting in the second heat race, you're really going to want to watch these guys to see what you can learn and pick up. But the track is going to be a little different than what these guys are going to start on in heat race number 1.
Yeah, most definitely here. Looks like we are getting ready to come out of turn 3 and 4 here. Ready to go green flag racing. Hopefully this time by they are lined up 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. There is Howard Weaver hard on the throttle there off of the start, getting a great jump here into turn 1 as these machines are out kicking up dirt, turning sideways.
I was just going to say, get ready for the dirt to come flying in your face, because we're green flagging. We got that battle for second place really heating up, as I believe, who's that guy in second place there? That was Sheldon Neville. Got a little bumper tap there, but saved it. He's riding in the second spot. Tommy Champagne third, and Cole Neuenhoff in fourth.
Yeah, Cole Newhoffen there running in 4th position. These guys are kind of strung out, but we do have a battle here as Tommy Champagne is trying to get to the inside there of Sheldon Neville. But meanwhile, our leader, Howard Weaver is pulling out. He has got a pretty good gap over him as he is just putting down some wicked lap times here tonight.
Oh yeah, he's putting on some stellar lap times. The leader is right now. That is Weaver out front. That second place spot right there, the number 20 of Tommy Champagne and Cole Neuenhoff. Actually, that's not Cole Neuenhoff. Excuse me. That's Sheldon Neville in the second spot in the 20, and Tommy Champagne in third. Tommy Champagne doing everything he can to get around Neville there, and Neville, we're getting, contact between the two drivers off of turn number 2. Tommy Champagne, great save, coming off the exit of the corner, still keeps his third position spot on the racetrack. We are on lap 5 right now.
Yeah, almost a halfway point here in heat race number 1 as these guys are lighting up these 360 wing sprint cars. I tell you, Tanner, I love watching the World of Outlaws, watching these guys in real life. But I tell you, I think iRacing did a great job here with the build, bringing to life these wing sprint cars here on the dirt.
It was a long time coming, and a highly requested feature for iRacing itself, and they got it on here now. And I'm sure there's going to be more dirt tracks coming in the future. I believe there is one coming. They are scanning it as we speak. So right now, we have on lap 9 out of 12 right now. Going to be coming to the closing stages of heat race number 1. It is all Howard Weaver out front. And I believe Howard Weaver, nobody's going to catch him. I believe he's got to hold on for 2 more laps.
Yeah, but look at this. Tommy Champagne has caught back up to Sheldon Neville as they are now battling here for the second position here in heat race number 1. Man, this battle has been going on since the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, I mean, can Champagne get around Neville right there? Can he get around him? He's going to try around the outside line. I don't think it's going to work. You're going to have to take the inside row there. And is that the race leader off the pace? Oh wait, actually no, that is not. I don't know. Is that the race leader off the pace?
I'm not sure. There is. We're gonna. Yeah, he is in the pits.
Not sure what happened to Howard Weaver, but it is Tommy Champagne and Sheldon Neville out front. I believe the race is over with. I believe did Champagne get that? No, Neville got it. Excuse me, Neville got it. Neville got the checkered flag.
Yeah, it just seems something happened to our race leader there. He led most of Heat 1, but something happened there. Ended up on the pit, allowing Sheldon Neville to take the win, I do believe.
Yeah, actually, I do believe. I mean, I was paying attention to the race officials doing the lap count right now. As I was speaking, I wasn't really counting in my head on the laps. I was paying attention to the the lap time down there, but I believe Sheldon Neville will capture the win.
For heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 will be led by Alex Bergeron and Earl Arts on the front row. Lee Bedsall, Lane Matlock in the second row, John LaBeouf, Austin Moore in the third row, and Sawyer Ott will be rounding up the field here for heat race number 2.
Yeah, definitely. This is gonna be an interesting field right here. You got a bunch of fast drivers like Bergeron and Arts Jr., Lee Bedsall. I mean, Lee Bedsall had a great run at Williams Grove a week ago. And now he should be. This is a good racetrack for Lee. Hopefully, he can be able to compete with Bergeron and Arts.
Getting ready here, but once they start getting lined up, we will bring you their vehicles. But they are still getting things set up here for heat race number 2 here for the Cyber Dirt Racing Gannon Roofing Supplies King of Dirt Summer Sprint Series. So just stay tuned for the action as we saw an exciting heat race 1 and getting ready for a great heat race 2.
Yeah, now look at the if we can get a good camera angle on the racetrack itself. Now, remember when I said something about the racetrack earlier on how it's pretty much a clean slate. Now, after 12 laps of heat race number 1, look at the racetrack now. That is not it's not the same racetrack as we start on in heat race 1. So, this is going to be very interesting on what these guys can do in heat race number 2 on a track condition as it's in.
Well, as we now see the 38 of Alex Bergeron moving out on the track to take the pole, just waiting on the rest of the drivers to line it up so we can get our pace laps in and get green flag racing. Tanner, I tell you what, watching these guys each week definitely makes me want to jump out on the track in these machines, but I'll tell you, I have a little bit of difficulty running these machines. They have a lot of horsepower, and you got to be careful with your wheel control.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that really bites me in the rear when it comes to dirt racing is driving them late models, man. I can't get a wheel in edgewise on those things. They're just not my driving style. Well, I shouldn't say my driving style. I just can't do it. So, but I do enjoy the 305s, the 360s, and the 410s sprints. So those are some bad whammer jammers right there. I've had some fun practicing with some guys one time on the surface itself, and we actually just decided to do our own little race in a practice session. Man, that was fun because we were like 3-4 wide, but we ended up wrecking too. So kind of funny.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've even taken the street stocks out on the dirt, and it is hard, but it looks like we are lined up getting ready to go racing in heat race number 2.
All right, heat race number 2. Who do you think's going to get this one? I mean, I would like to pick Bergeron, but if I had to take a little sleeper, I want that 97 Lee Bedsole right there. If I had to take a sleeper, but I do believe with Bergeron out front, he can work with that clean air. He'll be okay.
Well, I tell you what, my sleeper is going to be Earl Arts Jr. Definitely a fast driver, but I mean, you can't really count anybody out. One little mistake could end your heat race real quick.
Stand up on your feet and make sure you kind of cover your heads for the flying rocks from the dirt itself. This is going to be 12 laps. We're green flag racing. Bergeron out front. Here's lap 1. Off of turn number 2. Bergeron has got a pretty comfortable lead at the moment, not being really pressured. The battle will go on for that 4th place spot, I believe. Actually, those guys got single file pretty much out. Pretty much the battle is pretty much towards the back of the pack as lap 1 is completed. Let's see the battle for back here. I believe that was a 21 machine of Austin Moore. He was battling with 911 John LaBaff.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tanner, I'm watching up front here. Earl Arts Jr. is keeping pace tonight with Alex Bergeron. He is just waiting for Alex to make that mistake, as he is right there in a good position. Right behind him, of course, as you said, is that nice purple machine there of Lee Bedsole. So,
man, I tell you what, Arts, you called him. It looked like he was going to make a run on Bergeron there. Nothing completed just yet, but he gets closer and closer off the exit of turn number 2. Going to look towards the inside, entering turn number 3. What is going to happen between Bergeron and Arts? Who's going to get to the line first? It's going to be Bergeron getting to the line, but Arts is not giving up. Still challenging for the top spot.
Yeah, they're battling, but look who's right behind him. Your pick, the 97 of Lee Bedsole. He is right there in that mix as well. He is not far off. We have seen Alex Bergeron definitely dominate in the past, but man, he is under fire right now. So he is hearing that roar of that 360 of Earl Arts Jr. right behind him.
I don't know if he's hearing a roar, but he's hearing a lot of engine tones coming from that number 61 machine. That's Arts. Now it looks like Arts is kind of backing off just a little bit. Bedsole might come up and challenge for that 2nd spot. We are on currently lap 7 out of 12, coming to lap 8 right here.
Well, taking a look a little further back here, Lane Matlock is under fire by Austin Moore. Austin Moore right there with him, matching pace for pace. Man, we have got all kind of battles all over the track here for heat race number 2.
Oh my God! That top spot is actually, it might be a 3-car battle, maybe a 4-car battle, because those guys in for 4th place on back, I believe that is Austin Moore and John LaBaff, is actually. Oh, there goes Bedsole up the hill. challenging for the second spot. Man, there is battles all over the place. Like you said, we're coming to complete lap 11. 2 laps to go right here. Actually, we're completing lap 10. We're on lap 11. Oh, Bedsall getting challenged for that third spot. I believe that's Austin Moore. White flag, I believe, right here. Bedsall trying to do what he can, and no, that was a checkered flag right there.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an exciting heat race number 2 right there. Good driving there by Bergeron, Ertz, and Bedsall. I mean, they were just battling out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed heat race number 2. Now, what we're going to do is take the best from heat race 1, heat race 2, put them together. The winner will get the pole position in the dash here tonight. Well, not the dash, but the main event here tonight. So we have one more race before we get to the main. We have the dash race, which will set the pole position for the main event.
Another driver I want to keep an eye on for this dash here is Newhoffen, Cole Newhoffen there, and I believe that 57 machine's got something for these guys. Once we start this dash, he looked pretty consistent. I mean, that's just looking pretty consistent. Whether he will be in the dash or not, but he should be. Another driver's. This was a really close, much closer heat race in heat race 2 than what it was in heat race 1. So, with that being said, this is going to be very interesting, and I do believe we're going to see a lot of passes for the race lead. I shouldn't say a lot of passes for the race lead, but a lot of passes for position on the track.
Yeah, most definitely we are going to hear the war of those machines lighting up. That is for sure. As these guys want to start off in that pole position. The only problem is, can Alex Bergeron hold them off?
He might have some challengers, no doubt. I thought someone was going to challenge up for that race lead. That was Earl Arts that challenged him there, but could not complete a pass. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Who's going to challenge Bergeron for that top spot tonight? Let us know in the chat on www.youtube.com/Stray Broadcasting, and let us know who you think is going to challenge Bergeron for that top spot. Is Bergeron going to walk away from it, or do we have a challenger for that top spot tonight for the dash and the main event? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah, most definitely. We are going to have a great excitement here on the dash. We were going to see who's going to get that pole. We do have Eddie Hawks out there in the chat rooting on Austin Moore. So we've got people out there representing, but we are just waiting on them to start getting lined up here for the dash event. And I tell you what, I can't wait to see who's going to be starting in the pole position of tonight's main event.
All right. Well, it looks like we're going to get the drivers ready to go for the dash tonight. But before we get ready, while the race organizers are trying to get these guys organized for the dash, let's do a little track fact here. 3-time NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series champion Tony Stewart purchased this racetrack, Eldora Speedway, in late 2004 from Earl Baltz. Who built the Speedway from the ground up in 1954. In 2011, Tony Stewart did hire former Charlotte Motor Speedway Vice President of Events Roger Slack to direct the day-by-day operations as general manager and the Speedway promoter. The historic racing oval now features a state-of-the-art luxury suites atop the Turn 3, which is here on iRacing as well, while fans also enjoy live coverage and replays of the on-track action through a large Coca-Cola video board down in turn number 2. Additional catch fencing and all that good stuff, a widened pit road, a helipad, and infield care center were also added to increase safety during the competition. So that's pretty cool track facts right there of Eldora Speedway, and it's come a long way throughout the years.
Yeah, most definitely. As we are now lined up there, Tanner, ready to start our dash. This is the race for the pole position. As it looks like right now, taking a look at the outside there, you see Alex Bergeron lined up on the outside. Looks like the 20 machine of Sheldon Neville on the inside. Tommy Champagne, Earl Arts in the second row, as they are now bunched up in green flag.
Ooh, yeah, a little bit of a wacky restart there. I don't know if anybody missed that start, but we're all still pretty close together. That battle could be going on for that third spot, though, pretty soon here. Actually, for the second spot, excuse me. That is going to be Earl Arts. And, oh, Sheldon Neville goes around Bergeron, I believe.
Yeah, Neville was in the lead there. Alex Bergeron second, Earl Arts third, and Tommy Champagne running in fourth. But I tell you what, Tommy Champagne is putting the pressure there. They're on the 61 of Earl Arts, trying to take away that 3 position. Meanwhile, it looks like Alex Bergeron is having a little bit of trouble getting around that 20 of Sheldon Neville as he's trying to make a move to the inside. Sheldon is maintaining that line, making it difficult. He said, if you're going to go around me, you're going to have to go up the track to get around me.
Yeah, definitely. I did say we were going to see some passing for position, and I do believe I said that there was going to be a pass for the race lead, but I didn't know. I kind of corrected myself that I didn't think there was anybody going to get around Bergeron. But I tell you what, Neville is doing a very good job holding on to the race lead. Right now, I believe we're on lap 4. I think this is a 15-lap race, right? Correct, Dave?
I do believe so, Tanner, but I don't know. Race control might let them race a little long because this is some good racing.
I don't know. I would go the scheduled distance right here. We're on lap 6. Excuse me, lap 6. I'm currently looking at the race organizer's lap count here while looking at these drivers and also calling out the calls here. Lap 7, that is Neville out front. Second spot, Bergeron. Bergeron looks like hasn't really been able to gain anything on Neville. Third spot right there, how about Earl Arts? Earl Arts showing some good speed. Tommy Champagne. Lee Bedsall in the back there. I don't know, Neville's pulling away, Dave. What do you think Earl Arts can get up to Bergeron? What do you think?
That's a possibility because I tell you, man, Sheldon Neville is wicked fast here tonight. He is just putting a good distance between him and Alex Bergeron. And then I tell you what, as you said, Earl Arts is starting to close up there on Sheldon Neville, but they got to be careful because Tommy Champagne and Lee Bedsall's right there as well.
Yeah, he definitely is trying to catch up to Neville, but I tell you what, Bergeron's actually feeling a little pressure from Arts, and you did pick Arts at one point, and I believe, is that it or is that a caution? I believe that's it.
That's the checkered flag, so Sheldon Neville will be taking the pole here tonight in the main event.
Wow. Pretty interesting right there. Not so much battle for the race lead there. Actually, that was only the lead change of the night, if I'm not mistaken, with the exception of the heat race number 1. And the track has changed since the drop of the green flag tonight. So this is going to be a very interesting. I'm just curious on throwing just 16 guys out there at one time on what's all going to happen there. That's going to be very exciting as well, especially for race fans and people watching around the world here tonight on Dre Broadcast Network.
Yeah, most definitely here is these guys gonna get a chance to use the bathroom and get ready for the main event here tonight in the Cyber Dirt Racing Gannon Roofing Supply King of Dirt Summer Sprints, as we are getting ready here, hopefully here shortly, to take the green flag in tonight's main event.
Absolutely. Well, what do you think, Dave? We have a quick. Do we have a quick time for a short break, or?
Yeah, definitely. We are going to step away, do a quick commercial while these guys get ready, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway for the Cyber Dirt Racing, Gannon Roofing Supply, King of Dirt Summer Sprints here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. So this is how it's going to work for the A main here, folks. Is we're going to get? I have the lineup here. I just got to learn to pull my stuff up here. So we're going to pull up the A main lineup here, and if there's two cautions in the A main, this is going to be the main event. If there's two cautions, the league organizers are controlling their own cautions here. If there's going to be two caution flags, then they're just going to go remaining green because they don't want to have a caution wreck fest, which is understandable. But either way, here's going to be the lineup for the A main, Dave. Here, I'll call the first half, and you can go for the second half. Sheldon Neville will start on the pole with Alex Bergeron in second, Earl Arts in third, Tommy Champagne fourth, Lee Bedsole fifth, Cole Noonhoff is in sixth, Bobby Tinch in seventh, Lane Matlock in eighth, Howard Weaver ninth, Austin Moore rounding out the top 10. Take it away, Dave.
Starting in 11th will be James Moss, John LaBaff starting 12th, Thomas Labar 13th, Jason Rudebush starting 14th. Starting 15th will be Sawyer Ott. K.R. Stolfus will be starting in 16th, and Dwayne Cooper will be rounding out field in 17th position.
All right. Newhoffen will be a guy to watch for a good top 5 finish tonight. He will be lined up 6th. I do believe we're going to see a lot of good battling between Sheldon Neville, Alex Bergeron, Earl Arts, Tommy Champagne, Lee Bedsole. All got fast sprint cars tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. So this is going to be exciting. 17 mad fast 360 sprint cars out here at Eldora at the same time. Horsepower, rocks, dirt, dust, mud. Can't ask for anything better than that, Tanner.
Yeah, stuff's going off right now. Fireworks around the racetrack. This is going to be a pretty cool lineup right here. I do believe they got to line each other up, though, before taking the green flag. So this is a pace truck that is going to take them around the racetrack, but they're going to reline them up in order, as the organizers told them where you're going to line up. As you can see, Sheldon Neville, who's supposed to start on the pole, is actually lined up third, but as the pace car will line off down pit road, they will get reorganized there and get reordered as we just told out. So this is going to be an exciting race here. 16 drivers have taken the track tonight here at Eldora, and as you can see, the old Coca-Cola video board down in turn number 2. I don't like how I think, like you said, Dave. I think iRacing did a really good job on every detail, every aspect, every driving. I don't want to say gameplay because this isn't really a game. This is a simulation / paid service, but they've done a really good job bringing this to the virtual world for people around the world to really drive.
Yeah, most definitely. They definitely took their time. They got it right, which was the right thing to do. The physics and everything that goes into the coding definitely makes for a great show. And I tell you what, it's fun driving because it actually kind of makes you feel like you're out there on the track.
It definitely does. And take your pick. Come join us tonight on the live chat right here. Come talk to us. Let's get you race fans involved. Who do you think is going to take the checkered flag? We've seen 3 different winners in 3 different events here. The Heat Race 1, Heat Race 2, and the Dash. 3 different winners. Who do you think is going to win this race, the main event tonight? Let us know in the chat here on Dre Broadcast Network on YouTube.com.
Yeah, most definitely, as they are now just getting lined up here. Looks like the 811 there is going to be tonight's pace car there, the 811 of Dwayne Cooper. He is out front getting ready to take these guys around for their pace lap. So he is just out there making sure everybody's getting lined up where they need to be from the heat races and the dash. As we said, Earl Arts Jr. or Sheldon Neville taking the pole. Alex Bergeron on the outside as they now start their pace laps. They are now pacing, getting ready to go green flag racing.
Give you a little fun league stat track here. I have pulled up racing stats for this racing league. Alex Bergeron has the most wins in this league this season, and he also has the most laps led. Usually the league does not really keep track of the laps led, but I do have the records here for the laps led. Alex Bergeron's led 70 laps so far this season. David Anderson with 35. Connor Parise, who is not here tonight, or David Anderson, is in third on laps led, but Shella Neville has led about 15 laps so far in this series. And he's so far should be leading more, and that's just one guy's opinion, but usually those count just in the main event.
Well, looks like we are green flag racing here at Eldora. Sheldon Neville getting a good jump, but look, Earl Arch Jr. Oh, contact between Earl Arch Jr.
Huge accident. Huge accident. I believe this might bring out a caution right here. Yellow flag is out for these drivers, and the race officials are calling out the yellows. Let's take a look what happened there, Dave. What did you see in the back of the pack? There was a big stack up, and those guys were really racing hard.
Yeah, we are going to take a look here. We are going to focus on Earl Arch Jr. there. Is see if we can rewind it here and get a good look here. See if we can see exactly what happened to Earl Arch Jr. as we are taking a look at the Dre Broadcasting replay. Looks like the start here, Earl Arch Jr. getting a good run, coming into the turn, getting nice and sideways. Oh, he made contact with the inside wall, shot him up into the 33 of Champaign.
Looked like there's two separate incidents there, too, because there's another driver that hit the inside wall there. It was a black car. I do believe that was Howard Weaver that actually hit that inside wall as well.
Yeah, it's highly unfortunate, but we are back green flag racing here at Eldora. Once again, we still have Sheldon Neville out front, Alex Bergeron second. Lee Betzel is sitting in the third position as he is battling with Cole Newhoff there for the third position. Ooh, Cole almost got it, but here comes Betzel back.
We're beating and banging back here. We're spinning in the back of the pack here, Dave.
Yeah, see James Moss is involved, Sawyer Ott, Thomas LeBar, Howard Weaver involved in that, but they get it back going. It looks like they're staying green flag.
Yep, we do remain green flag with Neville out front. Battle for the race lead up for the top spot. Bergeron on the high side. Neville going to the low side. Can Bergeron chase down or get to the side-by-side to that race leader and complete the pass? Neville did that to Bergeron in the dash tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a battle right behind him also between Cole Newhoffen and Lee Betzel. They are battling it out for that third position. It is being dominated right now by Lee Betzel, but Cole Newhoff, and then right behind him, Lane Matlock is now starting to stick his nose into the battle.
Contact between Newhoffen and Betzel. Nice save by Newhoff. I tell you what, Newhoffen, man, is really doing was doing a really good job all night long. I did say watch for him to be a good competitor, and he certainly was.
Yeah, he did a good job at saving it, getting it back going, as he is now got to track him down, going back up front. Sheldon Neville still under fire from the 38 of Alex Bergeron here on lap 12 of 40, as these guys are just placing it out.
Oh yeah, we're getting it done right here. Can Bergeron get around? That is going to be the question, but let's kind of take you back here. Let's back up to the fourth spot right here. Austin Moore side by side with Lane Matlock. Kind of reminds me of the old TV show that my parents watched years ago.
Now you make me feel old, Tanner, because I tell you what, I like Matlock. I watch it. I still watch the reruns of it.
But that's a good battle spot right there. But there is a battle side by side behind these drivers, and I do believe they're wrecking on the front stretch. Caution flag is out. That was a battle right there for the 7th spot, I believe. Yes, sir, it was the 7th spot. Two drivers getting together. That would be Cole Newhoffen and K.R. Stolfus.
Well, looks like Cole Newhoffen has pulled it down here into the pits. He is just going to drive through, and looks like he is going to come back out on the track. That is going to put him towards the back of the field here, though. We do have a few cars a lap down, though. Howard Weaver is 1 lap down. Tommy Champagne 1 lap down. Earl Arts, after the early contact, is pulled off the track. Same with the 811 of Dwayne Cooper. But we are still being led here by the 20 of Sheldon Neville, as they are now single file here on our second caution of the night. You know what that means, Tanner. If there is any more big wrecks, they will stay green flag racing.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll just have to keep an eye on, keep listening in on the race official radio control panel chat here on any future update on caution flags. I do believe there is going to be no more caution flags. They want this thing to go green to the end. Yep, no more cautions is going to be the official word from the race officials. So Sheldon Neville is going to have his hands full and a rear view mirror full of Bergeron. Bergeron's going to try to get around Neville there. Let's see what he can do.
Coming out of turn number 4, ready to go back green flag racing. Sheldon Neville gets the green flag. He is going to pull out in front of Alex Bergeron. But look at Lee Betzel. He is under fire from Austin Moore already. As Austin Moore is going to take that number 3 position, but here comes Betzel. He is coming back, but Bergeron is making a move. Well, I thought he was going to make a move, but Austin Moore taking away that 3rd position as Lee Betzel is still there, but right behind Lee Betzel, you got Lane Matlock looking to take that position away from Lee Betzel.
Sawyer Ott is in trouble. He is dropping like a pigeon. I tell you what, really dropping like a rock or a pigeon or whatever you want to call it. He was falling back on the bottom side, falling back on the high side. Drivers weaving, trying to get around him. And it's pretty a big stack of cars back here, side by side, racing side by side. Holy cow! That's some tremendous racing. I believe we have a new leader, Bergeron, out front. He got around Neville.
Well, I'll tell you what, Neville has led 20 laps. Now Bergeron is leading 2 laps. Can Neville get back to him, get back around him here, as we are now on lap 23 of 40, getting more above the halfway point here tonight, Tanner.
Yeah, I really thought Neville could probably hold off Bergeron, but Bergeron too strong. Those caution flags were really helping out Bergeron, and now Bergeron is out front leading the race. And remember, the last time this series was at Eldora Speedway, Bergeron did take the checkered flag in the main event.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 20 of Sheldon Neville is not giving up. He is still there in striking distance, but right behind them is the 21 of Austin Moore. Austin Moore moving up into the 3rd position, just kind of riding, but it looks like he is kind of gaining a little bit there on Neville. Is seeing a car down on the lower wall, but everybody is able to get around him. As you said, no more cautions here tonight, lap 27 of 40.
Man, where did Austin Moore come from? Austin Moore, according to my stat sheet right here, or I shouldn't say stat sheet, but qualification sheet, he came from the 10th position. He's up to the top 3, so nice running for Austin Moore.
Yeah, these guys are putting down some wicked times here at Eldora. That track is taking a beating, as you can see from all the light dirt there. You know, and you can see up top where that dark dirt is, that's where they are not running. That's where all the dirt they're kicking up from that lower line ends up.
Now, the sprint cars are called the 360 winged sprint cars, and the race leader is currently running pretty much 14 flats. His last time by was a 14.066.
Well, taking a look at Sheldon Neville, though, he is still running in the 14s. Last lap running a 14.093, just 5/100 slower than Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, he's got... tell you what, Neville, he can compete with Bergeron. It's just a matter of trying to get around him, and he knows passing for the race lead is a real hard thing to do. I did see Neville change up his line a little bit, though, too, since the drop of the main event green flag.
Yeah, he is electing to take the same line as Alex Bergeron. They are running the top line, 8 laps to go here in the main event for the Cyber Dirt Racing Gannon Roofing Supply King of Dirt Summer Sprint Series, brought to you by Cyber Dirt Racing.
Tommy Champagne, I thought would be a good driver for at least to complete for a top 3 spot. He's mirrored back here in the 6th spot, trading places with Howard Weaver. As those 2 drivers were back and forth, and I believe Howard Weaver, where did he go?
He's down on pit road.
Pit road, okay.
Yeah, he's down on pit road. Sawyer out there running behind Champagne. Then you got Jason Ruderbush running in the 8th position. Bobby Tinch running 9th. James Moss running in 10th. And looks like John LaBeouf is down on pit road. Same with Thomas LeBar. So we have a bunch of cars off the track, but Alex Bergeron, 5 laps to go, still leading over Sheldon Neville.
All right, so yeah, 10 drivers are currently on the lead lap. James Moss being the last one with about 9 seconds back. But Bergeron's out front, as you said. Sheldon Neville's in 2nd spot. 3rd place, Austin Moore. Lee Bedsall's in the 4th spot, and rounding out that top 5 is Lane Matlock.
Yeah, with just 3 laps to go, these laps go quick here at Eldora. As you said, these guys are running 14-second lap times, low 14, so they are putting down the horsepower here. 2 laps to go here at Eldora.
Keep an eye on the race leaders as we're going to come take the white flag right here. White flag's going to be out right here for Alex Bergeron. Can Neville get him? I don't think it's going to happen. He's going to have one more corner shot at him, but I think Bergeron is too far out, and taking the checkered flag at Eldora tonight is going to be Bergeron. Alex Bergeron gets his 4th win of the season, 2nd win at Eldora. Sheldon Neville in 2nd, Austin Moore in 3rd, Lee Bedsall 4th, rounding out that top 5, Lane Matlock. And we will go through the running order here shortly in the closing stages of tonight's broadcast here. Fireworks are going off. A lot of activity going off here. Holy cow, I can hear it in my background. But that was some fantastic racing there. We did see some wrecks here tonight. Now let's try to pull up, let's see if we can try to find some drivers to talk to here. Actually, they're not in the interview room here yet, Dave, but what's your thoughts on the main event?
I'll tell you what, that was fun seeing, as you said, we had Austin Moore there coming all the way from 10th. Taking a look here as we are trying to get Sheldon Neville up here, see if he is down there. Yes, he is. So we will be getting some words with him as well. And I tell you what, it was just some great racing out there.
Definitely was. Now let's actually, should we start talking to some drivers here, Dave?
Yeah, I do believe we got Austin Moore and Sheldon Neville. Unfortunately, I am not seeing the race winner of Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come. So let's kind of pull up the 2nd place position guy right now, Sheldon Neville. Sheldon Neville, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Man, I figured you would be challenging for that race lead, and you certainly were. And I thought you could probably maybe pull this one out of a hat on keeping Bergeron behind you. But he got around you under that green flag run there. Was there anything different you could have done to try to keep Bergeron behind you?
Honestly, paying attention. I mean, I run a bunch of other leagues, and they'll carry over the track state from like their heat races and dash and stuff like that. The feature, I forgot that in this league, they don't carry over the track state, and I forgot, so I threw in a slick setup, expecting the low side to be slick and then the high side to be used up. But then I realized that's just nothing but a tacky track, and I'm surprised I held him off as long as I could. I mean, that Alex kid, he's a heck of a racer. He's a fast guy, but the track started to come in a little bit toward the end there. But by that time, Alex was already out in front. He had the momentum, and I didn't.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I was rooting you on up here in the booth here, and it looked like you were doing really good. Especially for a guy that wasn't really prepared for the track state, for the setup to tune in in tonight's event. But I tell you what, that was a phenomenal job, especially when you're holding off Bergeron. Bergeron, I do believe, is a pro driver, if I'm not mistaken, and that's you still got to feel really good about holding him off though, and being really fast about it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, I can't believe I held him off for that long on a slick setup using a slick setup on a tacky track. I figured he might have powered around me on the high side in 1 and 2, a few laps before. But when he was there, I wasn't gonna put up much of a fight. I knew he had the faster car, and I didn't have the right setup, so it would have been pointless for me to race him hard and then possibly take us both out.
I tell you what, with your confidence level being pretty high here tonight, after the race tonight, it's got to really carry over to the next track we're going to, at a racetrack that you won the last time this series was at, but it was a different car. It was a non-wing 360. But now we're taking the wing 360 to USA International on dirt. How do you feel about your chances on getting to victory lane this time around?
For as confident as I sound after this race, I'm not sure about that. But USA Williamsgrove have always been tough tracks for me in the wing cars. But I'll work hard this weekend and the rest of this week, and I'll get a setup dialed down, and I'll get with some other people to help me out, and I'll get that track figured out, and hopefully we can put it in victory lane, if not in the top 3.
Absolutely. Well, Sheldon, we thank you for coming to take the time to talk with us here tonight, and good luck at USA International Speedway. We'll definitely be there, and hopefully you can get the victory lane for the second time this season.
All right, thanks, guys, for having me.
That was Sheldon Neville finishing in the second spot here tonight. Let's pull up our race winner, Alex Bergeron, who's pulled up into victory lane, and that's Alex Bergeron. Alex, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Did it again, Alex, and I tell you what, it looked like you had a couple challengers there tonight, especially a good challenger from Sheldon Neville. And at first, I thought Sheldon may have gotten you at one point, but you were able to get around him. Talk about your race tonight in the main event.
Yeah, first of all, each race went very well. Started on pole and finished first on the E. I didn't expect to be second in qualifying, but I got upbeat by Howard. Did a great job in Q for time trials, so we were in up front. And then for each race, like I said, I finished first, and then the race after the dash, where I started at second and still finished second, but I started good on the race with good confidence, and I made a pass on the outside. As like Sheldon said, I had the same thought on the race thing. I thought the race was gonna be like slick, like after the Eat race, because I thought it was gonna carry it over, but it didn't. But just before the race, when I saw that, I tried to change some stuff on the set and trying to make it better for the race. Very quickly, like in about 1 or 2 minutes, trying to do something with it. And I thought like the outside line was gonna be the best to run, and it did. So it was pretty close. Sheldon was good, but they ended up finishing first. So that's a good night for us.
Definitely a good night indeed, and you've been on a really good roll as far as wins. You just captured your 4th win on the season, as we got 2 more races to go until the chase for the championship, their chase event will start. And now we're going to a racetrack of USA International Speedway. You didn't do so hot there. You started second though, but you ended up finishing a 8th place finish at USA. But that was a 360 non-wing sprint car. But now we're in a winged sprint car. How do you think about your chances of capturing win number 5 on the year at USA?
Well, we'll try to do everything we can, as much as confidence as I got tonight. The big thing, I think the greatest thing you can do is to be confident in what you're gonna do a night, and I think that's what I did all season, and especially in 360 wing. Non-wing, I didn't have a lot of practice in these, but I'm driving a lot of things. I'm driving F1s, driving NASCARs, driving trucks, B-Fix. I'm driving a lot of things, and it's tough to race many things at the same time and to practice a lot of things. But especially the wings are my favorites, and it shows again tonight. I just had a hard time to set up the non-wing sprints. It's more tougher for me. But I got what I get. I got what it needs to be on first on the pole and win the race tonight again in the wings. So looking forward for next week at USA, as we're looking, as we got a good car again for next week and trying to sweep it again.
Absolutely, and you got a lot of racing on your hands, that's for sure, with all them different types of vehicles here on the iRacing Sim. I bet it definitely would keep you busy here, everything that you're running. But thank you for coming to talk with us tonight here in Alex and Victory Lane. Once again, congratulations on the win here tonight of win number 4. And we hope maybe we see you next week, maybe back again in Victory Lane at USA International Speedway.
Yeah, and also I'd like to thanks Mar Inc. for the sponsorship, Fastlane Motorsport for being on the team. I'd like to thanks Jonathan Deckard for the owner of the team who put me on the team, and we did a great job in the peak since the last 2 races. And like also thanks Motorsport 88 and War Chucks for being on the car, and for you guys for being broadcasting the events, and looking forward for next week.
Most definitely. Thanks, Alex. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
That was Alex Bergeron taking the checkered flag here tonight, but let's go to third place of Austin Moore. And Austin Moore, do you have a copy? Austin Moore, do you have a copy? All right,
yes, there we
go. There we go.
Sorry, wrong button. Pressing the wrong button the whole time.
There you go. And Austin, you capture your first top 5 of the season, first top 3, I should say, too, of the season so far. And this has got to give you a good confidence boost. How was your race out there in the A main? Looked a little wild at first.
It was. I think I started 12th. And first caution came out. I think I almost hit Tommy after he hit the wall, but I didn't, luckily. And then after that caution, I put too much fuel in the car, but that actually worked out to my advantage how I had the wing set up. Had the wing a little bit farther back, so I was able to get the back end of the car planted a little bit better, even on the slick track, so get a little bit more grip out of the corner. So I think that was my advantage.
Yeah, definitely, and the setups from what I'm hearing from other people is that it was grippy tonight as well, so you could really run the bottom really good. And did the groove change over time since the heat races?
They do carry it, or some tracks it carries over, sometimes it doesn't, okay. And we don't carry it over here. I believe it does regenerate. But you do see after 40 laps, you do physically, in iRacing, which they do a good job of, you see the track physically change. And you see it kind of slick off in the light. When the light shines on it, it kind of gets a little glossy finish to it. And that's how you know that groove is kind of slicking off. And you saw us probably towards the end of the race, us in the top 3, me, Alex, and Sheldon. You saw us kind of work our way to the top of the racetrack because the bottom was getting just a little bit too slick.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you just captured your first top 5 of the season. What are your chances? And we can see in Victory Lane, hopefully maybe next week at USA International Speedway. How about your thoughts on that?
I mean, I would hope to get a win at USA. With Alex and Tommy and Sheldon being so strong this year, I mean, I don't know if I have the setup knowledge to beat them. But I'll give it my best shot. USA isn't my best track. Eldora and Volusia are by far my best setups I have for the tracks. Williams Grove and USA I'm not the best at, but I think I can give it a good top 5 at least.
Most definitely, and this top 5 tonight should give you a good confidence boost tonight. So we thank you for coming talk with us, Austin, and we will see you at USA International Speedway.
Great, thank you, Tanner.
That was Austin Moore finishing the 3rd spot tonight here at Eldora. And final thoughts, Dave, before we wrap up the show.
Well, I tell you what, that main event was exciting. There was battles all over the track. You couldn't ask for better. Just going over the finishing results tonight, as we saw the 38 of Alex Bergeron taking the win. Sheldon Neville finishing 2nd. Moore coming in 3rd. Lee Bedsole finishing 4th. Matlock finishing 5th, Champagne 6th, Sawyer Ott coming in 7th position, 8th position will be Ruderbush, Bobby Tinch finishing 9th, and Jay Moss rounding out your top 10 finishing tonight.
Outside that top 10, finishing 9 laps down, first car laps down, I should say, it will be Howard Weaver. Cole Newhoffen will finish 12th, John LaBaff 13th, K.R. Stolfus 14th position tonight. Thomas Labar, 15th. Earl Arts, we thought he would be a good competitor tonight. He will round up in the 16th position. Dwayne Cooper, 17th. didn't really turn a lap in the main event, so there was 16 drivers taking the checkered flag tonight. Well, everybody, we thank you for coming and watch tonight here on the Dre Broadcasting Network for Gannon Roofing Supply King of Dirt Sprint Cars. Join us next week at the USA International Speedway on dirt. Next week, Wednesday night, same time, same place. And race clean and race hard, and we will see you next time.